finally, you can stop asking me when Wave XLR Pro will be available because it's finally the day. Oh my God. I knew this all of Elgato week last week. You don't understand how difficult it was to not say something other than just make sure your email's in. But hello, everybody. It is the day that I know a lot of you have absolutely been waiting for. Wave XLR Pro is now available to those who signed up for the early access. So I already saw a bunch of tags on Twitter. I saw a bunch of you in chat saying you already got your Wave XLR Pro. I did see one person did have an issue with the checkout process. Sign said they already ordered theirs, but the checkout process did not offer yesterday shipping. 2 out of 5 stars. We'll work on that. Our team, our team will try to figure out if that's possible for you. You bought yours today. Congrats, Allie. I've been waiting forever. Thank you guys so much for your patience. But as promised, within Q2, Wave XLR Pro is now available. This early access window will last, I believe, 5 days. And then it will be available to everybody. So I did see somebody who didn't sign up. You will just have to wait a couple days, and then that will be available for you as well today. Phil and Brito, Jess, are you Phil? You're looking different today.
Yeah, it's the haircut or something.
Wow,
something like that.
Yeah. Cool look. Yeah, and the glasses.
Went through a portal.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just for show, of course.
I'm here with Brett.
Hello. Yes, my name is Brett, technical video producer. And I work with Phil a whole lot. We get confused all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Wow, your intro, you had that all queued up in your head. I don't know how you do that so professionally.
Oh, you know how many hours I've spent here? Right here in this exact spot.
This is my first time being like a proper host. I think I did like an Elgato week a couple years ago where I was in for, the morning of one day. But I've mostly just been like a side host or a guest to bounce questions off of. But yeah, I'm hyped.
Well, welcome to the hosting chair. All right.
Thank you.
You may have also seen Brett in chat helping us moderate and such. So definitely give Brett a warm welcome. But we're not only joined with Brett this morning. We are also joined by Stefan. Hello. Can we switch over and start talking to Stefan? What's up? Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to be here. Finally.
Can you intro yourself, maybe share a little bit about what you do on the team, and then maybe also after that give us a brief intro on Wave XLR Pro?
Yes, that's why I'm here. So, yeah, my name is Stefan. I'm working in the audio team of Elgato. So, not the only one working there. Big team of specialists. My background is, so when I started, it was digital signal processing, audio stuff, programming synthesizers, then getting into PC audio nearly 30 years ago when all this started, then changing to different topics, and then coming back to Elgato, taking the opportunity to do the next generation of the Wave audio products. Together with a great team of people, experienced guys, new ones with new ideas, with streaming background. We have analog specialists and so on. So yeah, let's talk about Wave XLR Pro, my baby. That's how I feel about it. So we started working on this nearly 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it's a long time. It's a lot of work that went into this. It's a lot of people that worked on that. Great cooperation with Lewitt. Team on the Lewitt side had very huge impact and input into this. So that is very good. And yeah, now we are here. So in the end, Wave XLR Pro, that's the big brother of the XLR MK2 and the Wave 3 MK2 in a way. So they share a lot. They share the Wave FX processor, and the XLR MK2 and the XLR Pro, they share the same XLR inputs, the unclippable architecture. They share the new improved headphone output. But what is, I think, very, very important to understand that the XLR Pro is not just two XLR MK2 in one housing. because it's not an audio interface, it's a digital mixer. So it's not just an I/O box. There are all that you see in Wavelink is in the hardware. So if you connect the XLR Pro, then Wavelink is just the remote control. If you have if you have the XLR MK2, then Wavelink uses a software mixer. Everything is done on the PC. And as soon as you switch to the XLR Pro, Wavelink just becomes the remote control for the hardware. I think that's the main thing that is the huge difference. So by doing this, you have all the options of really zero latency mixing in the hardware. So everything that is connected to the box is just a zero latency path from all inputs to all outputs. And that's the biggest thing I think the customers need to understand. So if you just want to go for, yeah, I have more inputs and more outputs, yes, it's great. But the real benefit is that it's a hardware mixer.
So that in mind, who is like the customer who would like a Wave XLR Pro? Like, who is this for? What setups is this going to thrive in? Where is it really going to shine?
So it is. I always, when we started working on this, and then I had the internal design worked out more and more, and everybody I showed it to, everybody got panicked. They said, no, that's much too complicated. And I said, yeah, but forget it. That's just a toolbox. Make out of it what people need. So if people just need more inputs and more outputs, yes, use it. If people need the hardware mixing with all the options that you have, they have it. If you want to have the dual PC setup as easy as possible, just with 2 USB ports, you have it. So it is more control, it is more IOs, it is digital mixing, and on top, as it is a hardware mixer, it runs by itself. So even if Wavelink is not running anymore, maybe you could even just power it via USB with just a power source. It would run. It would do what it was set up before, and that's some kind of security that maybe for streamers is very important. You have all these features for people doing podcasts. So if you think of doing a podcast with 2 people sitting each next to each other with 2 XLR MK2, then the mixing would be done on the PC. So each microphone signal needs to be sent to the PC. Then you create a mix and then you send it back. But then you have some kind of delay. With the XLR Pro, you don't have it because microphones are connected to the digital mixers, the 2 headphones are connected to the digital mixers, and everything is zero latency. So you can not only monitor yourself, you can monitor parts of your partner if you want to. You can create a dedicated mix for this. So you have a lot of options and freedom what to do with it.
Well, the good news is a lot of people in chat, when I asked who is it for, a lot of them said me. So we have a lot of people here now who have either just got their Wave XLR Pro ordered or are looking forward to when it's available for everybody in a couple of days. So I guess we can either go into the like more features right away, or we can talk a little bit more about behind the scenes. Do you have somewhere you want to start for that?
Yeah, so actually, maybe a bit of this behind the scenes, because as it was really a long journey to make this happen. So a lot of people contributed, and maybe, so for example, this standalone mode that we do have right now in the hardware, that was an input from an external. So during the development, we talked to a lot of people to get input from outside, to get ideas. What could we add? What is good? What is not good? What do people really need? And there was one input so we already had the concept of these 2 USB ports. And then there was one external person saying, yeah, that is great. Then I can connect my PS5 to it, but maybe I don't want to stream and I just want to play. Is it possible to power the unit via the USB aux just from the PS5? And we said, no, it's not possible, but maybe, and that was really a last minute hardware change. We said, yeah, let's put this in there. That's a great idea, because otherwise normally, so the original concept was just the unit is powered via the USB host. And if the host is away, then the unit is dead. And now it's possible to just use the aux to power the unit. And as the mixer is a hardware mixer, the mixers are running. You can use your microphone, you can use everything, headphones, you can just switch on the PS5, which is on the aux, and use it, play with it. No need to have Wavelink running or anything else. And that was a great input from outside. And this is what is happening. And there are thousands of small parts by just fiddling around, playing around, realizing, oh, we could do this better, and then changing permanently and let it grow over the time. And the bad thing is that it took a long time. The good thing is that you have the feeling, okay, but we are there. We have a great, great product there.
And it sounds like Wave XLR Pro is, this fun product to work on, because it wasn't, you have so much hardware and so much capability in this device. And yeah, like you said, you had this idea, what if we did it? And it gets snuck in right at the end. And also for the standalone mode, it doesn't, it's saved to the hardware, right? You can disconnect it and plug it into something else, almost like our face cam in a way. And all that configuration is still baked in.
Yeah. If you want to, you could just connect it to a mobile phone via the USB aux and use your SM7B and your 600 ohms headphones. You will drain your battery very, very fast because it needs power. But in theory, it would work.
But world's best voicemail.
Not for all the mobile phones, because every mobile phone is different. But we've seen it working. So
very cool.
Awesome. I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions throughout this stream. So to ask those questions, just do !Q, and I'll go ahead and get those queued up for you to ask Brett and Stefan. In the meantime, we do also have a lot of people saying that they just got it and that they're so excited. So Joe says they're so excited, just got his second PC for dual streaming, and this is a lifesaver. Thanos says that's a big change. Well done. Carby says, ordered mine, can't wait to make my dual PC easier instead of Wavecast. I have a quick question from Mills, who asks, no more turning on the streaming PC to play on the gaming PC?
Yeah, that's the idea. So the unit can be powered via both USB ports. But the host port, that is the one where you can do the control. So if you set up everything, you need to have Wavelink running on the host. But if everything is set up in a way that you can use it, you can just power on the gaming PC. It starts the Wave XLR Pro with the last mixer setting in there. So your mixes are there, missing the parts that are coming from the host PC. That is obvious. But everything else is there. So if it's just for having the headphones and having the microphone, it works.
Mm-hmm.
We're already getting a couple questions. Let's go ahead and just answer a few real quick. Thanos asks, does the standalone mode, during standalone mode, will power the, does standalone mode power the background noise feature, or can it be added in future software updates?
So what is embedded with the Wave FX processor that is in there for all the XLR inputs? You do have the expander. So it is the expander that you can use. So first you set up the gain of your microphone, do it with the help of the wizard, or do it manually. Then you set up the expander, and everything is running in the hardware. So this one is there helping you. What you will not have is, so for example, voice focus, because voice focus is running on the PC. If the PC is not running, there is no voice focus. But everything else is there. You have the compressor, you have equalizing, you have the expander. Everything is there and can be used just in standalone mode.
Okay. And then we have a question here from Speed Racer who asks, does Wave XLR Pro eliminate the need for Wavecast, or do you need Wavecast to work with Wave XLR Pro?
And that's depending on your demand. So if you want to send lots of channels, so the USB aux is a stereo I/O. That is sufficient for most of the people. But there might be people that say, no, I want more than stereo I/O. Then go for Wavecast and put this as a parallel signal into your Wavelink GUI, and then you send it to the hardware. So it can be integrated. It can be a mix of both. But for people who only need stereo I/O, which I think is most of the people, then you are just fine with the XLR Pro. And if you totally wanna use the XLR Pro, in addition, you also have the line I/O that you can also use to connect the second PC or even the third PC, whatever.
Awesome. Then we have a question here from Innovation. Does onboard WaveFX processing run VSTs completely on the device's hardware, or is it using the host PC's CPU?
So what is the WaveFX processing? It is for the VSTs. A VST is a part of software that is compiled and running on a PC or on a Mac. So that is. What WaveFX does is it sets up an invisible hidden audio interface like an ASIO interface to send audio signals from within the signal chain in the hardware to the PC. There it is processed, and then it is sent back. And as this is a low latency invisible interface, the VSTs are in the signal flow itself. But if the PC is not running, there is no way to compute the VSTs. So VSTs are included with WaveFX, but they are not rendered on the hardware.
All right, we got a bunch of questions. I do want to make sure that we get into the explanations, though. So why don't we go ahead and start with just a hardware explanation. We can run through, showcase, you get Wave XLR Pro. What does it look like? What are all these ports? Where should you be connecting things? Stefan, I can hold up Wave XLR Pro. Can you guide us through as I do that?
Yeah, so maybe let's just start with the XLR. On the front side. Okay, headphone output. So when we listen to our customers, so people are saying there is need for better headphone amplifiers. What do we have on the XLR Pro is one headphone amplifier going out to the front, and you even have the choice to go for the small or the big jack. So this is headphone one. It's not two headphones on the front. It's just the option. If you have a studio monitor, go for the big jack. If you have a smaller one, go for the small one. And it has, so actually what I am using right now is really 600 ohms studio headphones. This is what I'm using right now. That was not possible with the old hardware. So what we have in here is headphone amplifiers that are on the one hand side. If you have low impedance headphones, then you have low noise, which might be a problem for some of the headphone amplifiers. Here you have low noise headphone amplifiers for low impedance, but you also have a high power mode to go for studio headphones. And I'm using 600 ohms right now, and my headphone volume in high power mode is at 70%, which is far enough for me. You have it on the front. On the back side, you have the second one, which is totally independent. There also, you have the option for the two different jacks. So the output on the backside, the headphone 2, is a totally independent signal. You can send an independent mix to headphone 2. So for example, if you have the podcast situation where one of the people joining the podcast needs a lot of monitoring of his own microphone in his headphone, he can get it or she can get it and have his own mix. The other participant might have a totally different mix on his headphone. So that is here for the headphones. Great, improved headphone amplifiers. Then we do have the XLR ins. The XLR ins are from the from the way they are built, that is exactly what you have in the Wave XLR MK2. So we call it, it's the unclippable XLR input. Why do we say it is unclippable? So what we do have here is it's a stack of 3 AD converters. So you cannot clip from in the A to D conversion. It will never clip. And the gain that you said in the end that's a pure digital gain, where you just say, okay, I want to push more or less, whatever. And by having the raw digitized signal with it, so internally it's 30-bit float, it will never clip. And by having this ClipGuard 2.0 that is integrated in here, has the chance to do this on the digital side. So ClipGuard 2.0 is a purely digital processing that is optimized for speech signals. You have a great way of compensating peaks and dynamics, and you are always on the safe side. With the 80 dB gain that is there, you don't need a fat head or a cloud lifter or whatever. So this is not needed. And to be more precise, it has no benefit. And the only thing that it does, it just adds a bit of noise, because each component that you put into the signal path will add a bit of noise. But as the gain is done totally on the digital side and not on the analog side, there is no benefit of adding an inline amplifier. Maybe one more detail for the XLR inputs, also for the headphone outputs, for all the IOs, there is a signal detection. So it is detected there is something connected or not. That is there for the XLR inputs and for the headphones, for the line in, for the USB aux.
Which is especially helpful when someone who may have just recently purchased Wave 3, Wave XLR, all the Wave FX products. The software will remind you, hey, you don't have headphones plugged in. Just a really nice, getting started tip there.
Yeah. Also, really quick, I just wanted to say we are aware that the website is down. You guys crashed the website. They're working on it. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. There's a lot of visits to the Wave XLR Pro page right now. Let's just put it that way.
Is that a sign of success, or?
I think it's good. I'm hearing that they're investigating, but I think it's good. I don't think it's for bad reasons. I think it's for good reasons. But yes, the team is working on it. They are definitely aware. So we should hopefully have that back up and running soon. Oh, is it reloading
Stefan
for me?
speaks to my audio engineer brain. Great comment.
All right. We can continue now. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure to let everybody know. And I know Jasmine's telling everyone in chat. Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah. So, we also have the line I/O. Line I/O is also important to connect stuff that you cannot use the USB aux to. So you have it there. What we did there, we said, okay, let's make it in a way that it could even interact with professional studio stuff. So the line I/O is up to 10 dBV, so it can handle studio levels in and out. It's not needed for everyone, but it's there for people who want this. So that's a great feature. Yeah, the USB aux may be one of the most needed and wanted features for the streaming people. Is the great thing is that it makes things easy, it makes things reliable, and it's just connected and it works. And if you look on the other side, so the PC where you connect the USB aux to, it just sees the Wave XLR Pro aux as a stereo sound card. So it gets a signal, you can send a signal, and this is what ends up in the mixer. So you can send any mix or whatever you want to the USB aux, but you actively have to set this. We already got some feedback of people said, yeah, I connected the USB aux, but I don't hear anything. Yeah, like for the headphones, you need to specify what you want to hear. So create a mix, set the output to USB aux, and then it's there on the second PC.
And we will definitely be demonstrating that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Oh, anything else on device? I think we've shown all the different ports.
Did we talk about this mounting point underneath yet? Because this is pretty neat.
Yeah, so that's a standard thread adapter that you can. Actually, it is just an option. It's just an offer. So I've seen different solutions, people using this one for mounting, but I've also seen other people creating 3D printed cases because they wanted just slick to slide it into a case under your desk. I love to have it on my desk. It is clean. It is small. So if you look at the features and everything that is included, it's really looking small. I'm an old guy, so if you know, coming from analog gear and analog studios, this is 12 channel mixers in one unit with a routing table, or normally you would have something like these old telephone connection stations where you have to patch the cables. It's all in there, but yeah, it's a very small. I think it's very elegant. I have it on my table and I like it. I just have on front the headphones. Everything else goes to the back. Doesn't bother me. And it's there. But the option is there to mount it or do something else with it.
It is it's a very handsome device, but since all of that control is done through the software, you don't need to have direct access to it. Once you have everything connected to it, mounted under your desk, mounted onto, I don't know, master mount. That might be a little bit overkill, but if you wanted it on a pedestal, you could do that and control it all remotely through Stream Deck and Wavelink.
I did
Yeah.
see Vic just got a mount for under her desk, so it's just right there. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I think that people are really going to appreciate the additional option for mounting. I know we get that question a lot for some of our products, so I really appreciate that little detail. Will make a big difference for some people. So
Yeah.
awesome. We do have a bunch of questions coming in. We can run through more, but I do want to showcase the software side of things, what this looks like in action in Wavelink. So who would like to show their screen first, Brett or Stefan?
Yeah, what's the
Actually, yeah, whatever.
Okay. So right now we're looking at the Stream PC, or the PC that's connected to the USB host. And so on the left side are all the inputs, and you see the 4 inputs on the Wave XLR Pro. So we have XLR1 and XLR2. We have the USB aux, that's going to our gaming PC, and then we have line in, and that's the one of the 3.5 millimeter ports on the back. And then these channels here are your standard software inputs. We have a Discord, Games channel, Spotify, System, that kind of thing. And then over on the top, these are the mixes. And this is the same interface that you're used to if you've tried out Wavelink 3.0, since it's free now. And in this case, though, these are hardware mixes. So these are not being mixed on the computer. They're being mixed in the XLR Pro, and then we're able to control them just the same. So for example, your personal mix, you go to headphone 1, you had a second pair of headphones, headphone 2, and then you send that to headphone 2. And it's as simple as that. Now you have 2 different mixes going to 2 different outputs on XLR Pro. And you can do the same thing with USB aux. You can send audio to your gaming PC, like your nice microphone with effects on it. And then you have line out. I think we had a question about USB aux connected to your PS5, and then also using line in for a Switch 2, and that's also possible. You have, and I guess also the same is true for Xbox, connecting that to your Xbox through line out and line in. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later. Yeah, the interface and the way you interact with XLR Pro is the same as it is normally. It's just that instead of this happening on the computer, it is sending those commands to XLR Pro, and XLR Pro handles it completely in hardware with zero latency.
Yeah. So maybe one thing to understand. So what is happening with a hardware mixer? Normally, you would, if you have a software mixer and you want to listen to the result of a software mixer, you need to send the complete mix via USB to your output, and then you have it on your headphone. What the XLR Pro does, it gets all the single source signals. So everything on the left side is sent as a single signal, a separate signal to the hardware, and the mix is done in the hardware. And this is why you're sending the source signals, not the hardware ones. The hardware ones are already there in the hardware, but everything else, if you look at Spotify games or whatever, these are sent to the hardware. The mix is created in the hardware, and this is why it doesn't take any time after mixing to send it out to your headphones, because your headphones are connected to the hardware, the microphone is connected to the hardware. This path is always zero latency. And everything else, so if you have a game audio, that is just sent via USB into the box, but you have no added latency by running through a software mixer, whatever. You just send your game audio to the hardware, and there the mix is created, and then it's sent to the headphones.
Right. And yeah, in the case with USB aux, it's almost like having a DAC in a way. Like the audio isn't like created on the PC. It's happening directly on the XLR Pro. Might be a little bit of a weird reference for people who have tried to do dual PC before, where you're sending analog audio out of the gaming PC and then you're sending it to another source. That's where some of the latency can come from, but it's all zero latency from these two, all the hardware ports. So USB aux is also zero latency for your gaming PC. You don't have that that audio delay from going between two different pieces of software like you would with previous solutions that have been out there. What do I show off? I need some steering here.
Stefan, you want to steer while Brett shows?
I can steer. So maybe just go into some of the options that we maybe I always, because I'm an engineer, I always like to have people understand what we are doing there. So if you think of having the whole mixer with the DSP effects there, everything is zero latency. So what we did is really we tried to focus on stay on the zero latency side as long as possible, which, for example, means that the DSP signal processing, you can have different kind of effects that introduce latency, and we always choose the option to go. So, for example, you can have a compressor with a pre-delay that listens first and then delays the audio a bit and then does the compression. So it is not done here. Everything is zero latency that is there. Having the mixer in there is zero latency. But if you think, for example, now the VST insert comes into place, and the VST insert is not only there for, if you show the mixer page again.
Yep.
So it's not only there for Spotify, for example. You could put some equalizing on Spotify. That is easy because you process this one on the PC and send it down to the hardware mixer. But if you want to do this kind of VST on the hardware connection, so for example, you want to add an additional effect on the XLR. You have the DSP effects, but you want to add something different, for example, voice focus. And then you think about the topology within the hardware. You need to have this single signal send it to the PC, get it processed, and get it back, and then insert it into the mix. So you are not processing the complete mix. You need to have the access to the single channels to do this. So this is, from the technical side, it's great to have this option. And you have the complete flexibility to make it as easy as possible to use. So people just look at Wavelink right now and say, yeah, but it's not that different. In the internal side, it is very different from the Wavelink 3 that you know from before.
And yeah, so this is what's happening here is the audio from the XLR 1 or XLR input 1 coming out of XLR Pro, going through USB host connection to the Stream PC. Wavelink in the software is applying that VST effect, voice focus in this case, and then it's being sent to, if any applications are using that input, and then it's being sent back, being mixed in, and then it can be used through hardware outputs like both headphone connections, and also you can hear it if you choose to enable direct monitoring.
Yeah. Maybe one addition to this, what is not directly visible if you just look at Wavelink. So you do have the 5 mixes. That is, you create your mixes for your personal mix, your monitoring, your stream, your VOD mix, whatever you have. But what you have in addition is, if you look at the audio settings of your PC, you see that you also get all the hardware inputs as dedicated single signals. So if you look here on the input side, you should see, so not on the output side, you have to look for the input side.
Right. Okay, here we go.
And there you, for example, you see the line in, you see the USB aux. You see, so these are the signals that are connected to the hardware inputs that you could use for post-production, for example. So you create your mix, you have it there, you have a recording in the end, but if you want to, just grab your XLR Mic 1 as a dedicated channel, record it in Audacity or whatever you want to use. You have it there, and you have only this one signal as a separate channel, and you could use this for post-production. We say, maybe the mix was not good. Just record all the single channels and do a post-production. You don't need to use a mix and say, I will just put the microphone into this mix. You could directly use this one here that is there. You could use it even in OBS if you want to. So it's not obvious in Wavelink. This is just, if the device is connected, then you have these inputs there. And maybe if people are asking, do I also have the outputs? No, because the outputs are part of the mixer. The outputs get a mix. So if you go into the personal mix, like Brad showed before, there right now you have one output selected. You could add another one, you could add a third one, whatever, but the headphone one that is connected to the personal mix right now is not connected to another mix. So that's this one-on-one connection, the mix. So one output gets one signal, not two, because the mix is done before.
Right. So each output, each physical output, or it could be something happening on the Stream PC. You can only assign one mix to that output. So if you wanted to also have, I don't know, VOD track set to headphone 1, it would automatically move it over. And in fact, if I go to XLR Pro here, it'll say transfer device from other mix. Actually, that's Camera Pro there, but yeah.
AJ asks if this stream is going to be saved as a VOD. Absolutely. It's going to be on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to come back and, see any of the information that we covered, see any of the demos, definitely check out the VODs on both Twitch and YouTube. Let's go through some questions now. See what we've got. I also did see, I haven't seen an update on the website yet, but I will keep you guys updated. I also did see somebody didn't receive their early access email yet. definitely make sure you check your spam folder. And then I think you can also reach out to Elgato support, and they may be able to help you out there to just see what's going on. So let's go through some questions.
Yeah, I'm better with answering questions than staring, if you couldn't tell.
All right, so the first question is, how does this work with a headphone digital audio converter like the SteelSeries Nova Pros?
Actually, so what is the connection? So we do have the headphone out, we do have the line out. I don't know how they need to be connected.
Yeah, I'm not totally familiar with that model. I would say just as a general assumption for a lot of, we've had questions about previous audio products like the original Wave 3 and Wave XLR, where people have a DAC, and sometimes these are combination devices because they're wireless headsets. In a lot of cases, they have a dedicated line in on that DAC, and then you could connect it to the line out on Wave XLR, and that's
Yeah.
piped directly into whatever other hardware that is, and then you have your wireless connection there. But if you have wired headphones, you should be directly connecting them to XLR Pro. It can drive the toughest headphones you have. So that would be my recommendation, if I were to guess.
Next question. Will all of Wavelength run inside the hardware of Wave XLR Pro? Does this mean this is going to ease the CPU usage of my PC? If so, possibly more than Wave XLR Mark II.
Yeah, definitely. Because it just doesn't use the software mixer that is normally running with Wavelength 3. So right now, it just shows it also on top. You see XLR Pro hardware mixer. It's just very prominent written on top. So actually, that was a tough job for the software development. So the XLR Pro worked pretty fast, but in software, but the transition, because you have to take care of two totally different topologies underneath. You have the software mixer, you have the hardware mixer. So what happens if someone has a software mixer running and then connects the XLR Pro, because then everything needs to be transformed and shifted into the new topology and vice versa also. But yeah, the benefit of the hardware mixer is that there is no mixing done on your PC, which takes some kind of processing power. Yeah.
To just extend onto that a little bit, we mentioned it before, but if you're using VSTs, those will be processed on your computer and then sent to XLR Pro, but the mixing is done in hardware. So if you have no VSTs, then there's essentially no CPU usage.
Yeah. So CPU usage goes down. So here you have a lot of more channels. So you have more demand on the USB side, but the processing on the PC is lower.
Ginger asked, is the Wave XLR Pro compatible with cameras such as the Canon EOS
R5?
R5?
In what sense? So a lot of cameras like the R5 will have like a mic in. So in theory, yeah, you could connect the line out to the line input on that camera, since a lot of people will mount a separate microphone to their camera. But if you're filming like a podcast, then yeah, you could connect to XLR Pro 3.5 millimeter line out into the camera, and then your camera has, you can make a specific mix that includes all the audio, and then use that as, if this isn't a live podcast, you could use that as scratch audio, and so you have everything to sync for all your final audio processing later. But yeah, that should work fine.
Game TTV, we haven't shown it with PS5 yet, but we do have a PS5 Pro ready to go and demo a little bit later in the stream, so stay tuned. Night Rain asks, is it okay for Wave XLR Pro if I stand my Stream Deck Plus on the flat side, or is it too heavy? I think it's too big. Can you pass me the Stream
I think it's not a problem with the weight.
Yeah, it's not the weight. It's just like the width. I don't think it can balance.
We'll have to add that to our compatibility list. What you can put on XLR Pro.
Let's see. Ready? Live test. You want to do that? You gotta get the camera on.
You getting this camera guy?
Oh. It's funny because this one does have XLR dock.
Yeah. So it fits there.
The flat side.
What do you mean? Well, yeah. There's multiple surfaces here. So it doesn't
Interesting.
quite cover.
I feel like we need a little 3D printed design here. I think someone's got to make that and submit it to Marketplace. Well,
It wasn't designed with that in mind. Let's be clear. Yeah.
you know what would work? A mini. A mini would work. That could actually look pretty cool.
But there's no. I don't imagine there would be any reason that would be an issue.
Yeah, not an issue for weight. But I hope you appreciated our demo. That's science right there. We just did science. Then we have, has anyone used it as a... Chris, why'd you bring up this question? Very serious question for you, Stefan. Has anyone used it as a ramp for a Tech Deck mini skateboard, or will they be the first?
They might be the first ones.
Yeah?
Maybe they get the credits for being the first one.
I want to see
didn't
that.
do
Whoever does that first, you better tag us on socials. I better see that on TikTok. I better see that on Instagram Reels. And I better see
what we had was the comment that, look at it, that's the wave. Because it's Elgato wave. You see the wave. It's more for surfers, not for skaters.
So close to a quarter pipe there.
Then we have a question from Vic. How many Wave XLR Pros can you connect to Wavelink 3.0 at one time? Vic is going to buy 20.
Right now we are
is what I'm trying to
supporting
say.
one. So right now it is one. One, you have 5 mixes, you have lots of inputs, you have connectors. So it is one.
Right.
Yep.
And then longer question, when you are plugging something into Wave XLR Pro, does it auto-populate what is connected in Wavelink to Wave XLR Pro, just like when someone connects something to Windows via USB or USB-C, or do you have to name the hardware manually?
No, you have to name the hardware manually. Yeah.
And then next question, in a dual PC setup with it connected to both PCs, if you're not streaming and your streaming PC is off, will Wave XLR Pro work with the gaming PC, aux connect maybe, without switching any connection or wire?
Yeah. That's the way. You don't have the control. For the control with Wavelink, you need to have the host. For just the functionality of the hardware mixer that is set up, it works with the aux only.
Awesome. And then I think we still have many more questions. So let's check out the next one. Are all of the virtual channels you see in Windows available on Mac as well?
Yeah, Mac and Windows versions are not 100% the same, but feature-wise, they are the same. So it's not always that they behave in the same way, but feature-wise, they are the same.
Awesome. Next question. Are the software recording devices for each input tapped pre or post processing?
Good question. Post.
Post. All right.
Should we talk about this? What does this mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So it is. If you have so you have all the DSP effects on it. You even have the VSTs on it. So you could use these for processed microphones because it's post.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I love when it's a good question that makes you smile, Stefan, because I'm sure the person who asked it is like, I asked a good question. All right. It definitely shows that you love talking about this. So thank you so much for joining us. All right. What software filters can we add to the aux and the headphone line? So
the aux is just, if you are talking about the inputs, it's all on the VSTs. So you have the DSP effects that are optimized for processing the XLR inputs. For all the other hardware inputs, you can go with VSTs. For the headphone out, actually the headphone out that's just the connection. What we do have, maybe we can do a bit of a showcase. So what is there? What is possible? So how about going into some of the features that are not there in Wavelength 3 as long as you do not have an XLR Pro? For example, the ducking. Could showcase ducking.
Yeah.
Do we switch from here?
No, Chris got it. Let's go ahead and show Stefan's PC for a ducking demo. I know that when we did our Wave Next streams a couple months ago, that was a really awesome showcase. So let's go ahead and see it again.
That is not my desktop.
Yep,
That's
we're good
my
now.
desktop. Okay. So just what I'm doing here is that is my second PC, which is maybe my first PC. So that is the one where Wavelink is running on. The one where the camera is connected, this is the other one. So that's the stream PC. I do have the microphone here. That's my personal mix. I'm listening to my personal mix. That's the stream mix. So this is what you are listening to. So the stream mix is going out via USB out to the streaming PC. And that's my monitor mix. Here I do have on the line in, I have a Kai MPC running with some music running. So if I would, so that's on the line in. If I would turn this up.
Yep, we hear it.
You hear music.
Yep.
And you will realize the music gets quieter when I start talking.
So good.
This is done totally in the hardware. No need to change volumes here. This is done in the hardware. How is it done? I'm just turning it a bit down. So the XLR1, the microphone, this is the key that controls the volume of, that's the line in. I named it from MPC. That's the audio coming from the MPC. It says here, control this volume. And you see it here with these small icons, which is a speaker with an arrow down. I would love to have seen here a little duck, but I couldn't make it through the design
maybe
team.
we need an Easter egg. If you press it like 69 times, a little duck appears.
With
Wavelength team, get on
water
it.
level, and it just ducks and it goes down, but I didn't make it into the design. But here you see it, this is ducked. So what I can do, so now it's ducking in my personal mix and it's ducking in the stream mix. What I could do is I could say, oh, on the stream mix, I don't want ducking, so that I also hear it. I'm also doing this on my one. So now ducking is ignored. So I can use or ignore ducking per mix, which is a great feature. So it is there. If I, for example, want to have ducking, right now it's on the music, it might be a game. So maybe I want to have some ducking on a game where I say, okay, I want to have my voice always in focus. My voice should always be very present. And I could enable ducking for the stream. But maybe it's a game where it's very important for me to hear every detail. So then I would just ignore ducking on my mix, on my personal mix, but still keep it in the stream mix. And that's just one click. So allowing ducking, now it's there again. Doing this also from my side. Right now, I've set it up very drastic, just to let you obviously hear it. But within the settings, you can change it. Right now, the ducking amount is high. If I just set it to medium, and it's just doing a bit less. And I could even do it to low. Then it would be just more subtle, just making my voice a bit more to the front. And that is subtle. You can also change the sensitivity. So when is it triggered? I set it to a higher volume again, a higher amount so that you can hear it. Now it's on medium. And if I would set it to low, then it would not trigger until I really shout. So you could use this for how you want to. You could even use this for high sensitivity. So now it triggers, even if I'm very quiet. And on medium, it wouldn't trigger. So you can fiddle around here. You can play with this. You can also change the speed. But that's a great option that you have if you have total control over the signals. This is zero latency. I think that's a great feature that you can use for live streaming, because it also makes things easier. The question was, when I started to talk, was about what can be done on the headphone. I will just show this now to you on the stream mix. So this is the complete mix. Now it is going to USB out, because that is going to the second PC, that is going to the stream. What we do have here is a maximizer, which is a mix limiter maximizer that is done on top of the mix. So if I switch it on, here you see the actual level of the mix, and you see there is a little bit left before clipping. You could understand the maximizer in a way like a dedicated kind of clip guard, but not for voice, but for complete mixes. So if I push this into here, it's first just getting louder and louder and louder. And normally it would start clipping, but it does not, because now you see a white little dot that is moving from the right to the left. And this is some kind of clip guard. It's a limiter that is here, so you can really crank. I would never go to 100%. That is really extreme, because then it starts to pump in a way. But you can really push this to the maximum if you really want to be the loudest one. If people switch on your stream, then you would have the power. And if you are lacking a bit of volume and you have a lot headroom in the end, you might use this one to push it to the limit. So that is something that is done in the hardware.
Is Maximizer also a little bit dynamic, where if you're already at the limit and you add a little bit to that, it's still not going to clip? This is
yeah.
It's smart about it.
That's it. So you can, in a way, you can compare this in a way to ClipGuard C 2.0. But so the one is optimized for speech, and this one is optimized for a complete mix. So now, if there is headroom left, it will use up the headroom without any artifacts, and as soon as you hit this clipping barrier, it will start to work.
So my understanding of where someone might use this is where maybe they have a ton of different inputs in Wavelink. They've already got the mix sounding good in terms of the balance, but overall maybe, because with a lot of audio, you work subtractively, you turn things down, and Maximizer is a way to kind of just move everything up in one slider. So you're not having to go, oh, my mix for my stream was a little quiet. Here, let me move, I guess, up to 12 different little sliders. You do it once for your stream mix, and it takes care of it for you.
Yeah, that's a very good use case, because you don't have you do not introduce any artifacts. You just push it up to the maximum, and if you go over, it's even protecting you. But you can just use it, look at the levels, and push it to the limit. And if it peaks above, that's not a problem, because it's protecting you. So it's not totally about going to 100%, because then you will get some strange artifacts. So just go to the maximum and maybe a bit more to make it thicker, but not into the extreme. But you will hear it. Then if you are fine with this, just do it. It is there.
Just do it. Ashraf, ducking is only for Wave XLR Pro. There's two Wave Effects DSP effects that are only on Wave XLR Pro, and that is the min-maxer and, of course, the ducking as well. Right. Shall we answer more questions? 4 questions. All right, let's do it. Can you duplicate your mic? They use the same mic for OBS and in-game chat.
Yeah.
What is duplicate a mic? I don't know.
I mean, you can add it to multiple mixes. So if you want to have one mix for your OBS, that's your stream mix, then you would go ahead and just add that to that mix in Wavelink. And then if you also want to get that mix into your in-game chat, so for example, let's say Valorant, you can have like, for example, a game mix and then just select in Wavelink to add that mic to that mix. Yeah, it's really easy to do in Wavelink. You have multiple different outputs that you can select, and then you can just fine tune each audio that you want to go through that mix. You can even, for example, if you have maybe for in-game chat, you also want sound effects to go through, like maybe you want to your VSTs from voice mod to go through, or maybe you want like sound effects from your stream deck to go through. Then you can even add like stream deck and then just add it to just your stream mix and not OBS, or maybe you only want that on your stream. There's a lot that you can do within Wavelink, so hopefully that answers your question. Can we get Wavecast to be able to grab a channel inside Wavelink 3.0 on a second PC? So maybe can they send just one channel? I think is what they're asking.
So it sounds like instead of Wavecast capturing an entire application, they want to capture that one channel on the gaming PC and then sending that to the stream PC. Sounds like that's what they're referring to.
Mm-hmm. I believe you can select one of the outputs and send just an output.
You can select an output to a device.
Yeah. Maybe somebody in chat can get an answer for that one for them back. Will plugging in headphones in the front, which is the headphone 1 port, mute the line out, or is there another solution for users with speakers?
No, they are totally independent. So that would be, I don't know, a Stream Deck action, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And then, sorry if they missed it, they just got here. And I know this is mainly for dual PC, but can they use Wave XLR Pro on a single PC until they get a second one?
Yeah, obviously. You don't need to connect the USB aux. That is just an option.
Yeah, absolutely. I use XLR Pro at home on one PC and through USB aux. A perfect opportunity to plug in an iPad or a laptop or PS5. But no dual PC required.
And then I did see one question from Onion or Orion. Yeah, Orion. Sorry, I was like scrolled up on prompter, so I just saw Orion. Is there a doc that details the behavior differences of Wave XLR Pro on Mac and Windows? I don't believe there's anything immediately available, but that is definitely something I'll send back to the team to maybe get an Explorer article for. I think that would be awesome. So we'll try to get some more resources for that for you guys for sure.
There's so much with XLR Pro that we need to make videos about and write about. So we have a big list.
Yep. Can I use Wave XLR Pro to get, let's say, 4 audio channels from their gaming PC and then another 4 from their streaming PC? I need to be a little bit more.
Use USB aux and use the line connection. So then you have 4 channels. So you have the analog line I/O for stereo I/O, and you have the USB aux for stereo I/O, and then you have 4 channels.
Mm-hmm. You have to get a little bit creative with how you use all the functionalities of XLR Pro, but that's totally doable.
Awesome. I do see some people saying that they are not receiving, or they have not received their email yet. Definitely reach out to possibly Jasmine in chat. I think she might be able to help get you some answers. But yeah, the website is still currently down. We'll definitely update as soon as it's back. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your patience. You were a little too excited for Wave XLR Pro. Let's just put it that way.
You're overheating the server.
You know, you can't do a Friday launch, Brett. Friday launches are cursed. That's what I was saying. I was like, are you sure we want to do this on a Friday? It's a little cursed. But no, I'm glad you guys are super excited. And as you guys receive your Wave XLR Pro, as you guys are even ordering, make sure to share on socials and tag Elgato. We are super, super excited to see your excitement. I literally can't stop saying excited. I mean, all of the Wave Next streams, I was like, guys, trust me, we want this in your hands just as badly as you do. So I'm really, really excited for them to start arriving to you guys throughout the next couple days. And then just a reminder, right now it's only available for people who signed up for that early access. So you will receive a code in your email, and you'll be able to buy it for the next 5 days. And then after that, it will be available to everybody. So stay tuned. If you didn't sign up, your chance is coming. Don't worry. It's very soon. So then we have a question from Vic. For all three of us, what's your favorite feature in Wave XLR Pro and why? I'll answer real quick. I'm really excited to see 2 XLR inputs because I know that, from launching Wavelink all the way back in 2020 to Wave XLR in 2021, one of the most requested things that I saw related to audio is the ability to have multiple mics on one computer. So obviously Wavelink 3.0 did introduce that. You can now have multiple Elgato mics on the same computer running through Wavelink, not just, you can have connected it before, but now through Wavelink. But just to be able to see 2 inputs on one hardware device is really, really awesome. It's also a really big savior for our streams. You may have seen in the past, like we had like slight issues where both mics were a little desynced. We were running so many like workaround ways to get 2 of our mics into the computer. Chris is laughing back there. We had so many hours of just like trying to get the audio to be perfect, and basically as soon as we got Wave XLR Pro, that got so much easier. So it was really exactly what we needed as well. I promise you guys, you are not the only ones who are excited about this. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite feature.
I have to say it's USB aux. That is a really special feature that makes it really easy to set up PS5 because that handles the mic audio. Send your mic into the PS5 with all your voice mod effects and DSP. Have your Wave DX, super fancy audio going into the console. And then also, you don't have to plug a headset into your controller. All the audio comes from the console. Working on the support side at Elgato, that's where I started. All the tickets that I would answer about how do I get my chat audio into my stream and XLR Pro, it's one cable, plug it into the PS5. And it's so elegant in that way. And then you handle everything in the software. You can use Stream Deck to control, what sources you're sending to your teammates in your game or enemies, depending on the type of game you're playing. But I think that one's really special, and that's the one I'm most fascinated with when I use it.
I'm just thinking, I have to say something different, not only the USB aux again. So
No pressure.
maybe just a very subtle and overseen thing that I really, really love is finally I can listen to a complete mix for my monitoring. What do I mean with this? If you look at my setup, maybe you can show up my setup again. Then it is that this cell here in Wavelink 3, with all the other older devices, it always had to be empty. So you should not add your microphone to your personal mix here. You should add it with the monitoring mixer, which is the workaround to have 0 latency monitoring in all the other devices. This is not needed anymore. I really listen to this mix. And if I want to listen to this mix now, I'm listening to this mix. But there's no this need of creating. So in the end, it was always 2 mixes chained after each other. You set up a mix that is everything included except your microphone. Then you send that to the hardware, and then you mix the microphone in there to get a 0 latency monitoring, which is always feels a bit crazy to me. And now I really have the mix here. I can just add my microphone to my personal mix and listen to this. So maybe a slight one, but I really love this. So if you would think about having a podcast scenario with 2 XLR MK2, then it would be really hard to from a control room to check if you're sitting next to the people and just check this mix, this mix, because everybody uses a dedicated single monitoring mixer. And here you can switch between the mixers, and they are all complete mixes. Maybe that's a technical one, but I really love this, to have this really straight, complete mix. This is what you listen to.
It is a really small detail that when over the years. So what Stefan's talking about with older Wave products is you had this PC mic mix, and to get zero latency, you needed to have it on somewhere in the middle, essentially, where the microphone itself is routing that zero latency from the capsule to your headphones. But with XLR Pro, you don't have that slider anymore. You do it purely through the mixing software. If you want to hear yourself, you add your XLR mic to your personal mix, and that is being routed in zero latency on the hardware. You don't worry about, am I putting it in the right spot because of, I have it set to PC, partial PC on that mix slider. With XLR Pro, it's kind of more, what's the right word? Kind of elegant
Mm.
in the way where
Yeah, and
when it's all in
really
hardware.
straightforward. It is you can in the end you can distinguish the hardware. You can separate the hardware mixers from the I/O boxes, because I/O boxes, all of them need to have something like this PC microphone mix slider, because they are not a mixer. Here you don't need this anymore because you have a real mixer.
Not a question from chat, but a question we did get a lot during, our WaveNext launch streams earlier this year. And I have also seen a lot of questions on social for this too. So just to talk about it real quick, Stefan, what is the logic behind not having controls on Wave XLR Pro? This is something we have been talking about at Elgato for a long time now. Basically, that software-enabled workflow, the ability to kind of add and update different parts of your setup. But can you go into a little bit more detail about why there are no controls on Wave XLR Pro?
Yeah, we had this discussion at the beginning, and then the question is, what do you want to control? Just one headphone volume or the other one, or do you want to? So in the end, we are Elgato, so we do have the Stream Decks. That what is great about a Stream Deck? The flexibility. You can do everything with it. So if you have a hardware and have 1 or 2 or 3 knobs, yes, you could use them, but then they need to be flexible. You need to configure them. They do this or that. We really believe in this software-enabled workflow. And what does it mean? For me, it's always Wavelink is your preparation for the stream. You sit there, you have the mouse, you have the great overview, you can do everything there for preparation. But in live stream, you want to have controls for sure. And that is the Stream Deck. You have the displays on the Stream Deck, you have the rotaries on the Stream Deck Plus. You can do so much more, and it is immediately better than just doing it on the hardware itself. So if it's only a knob, you will never know what does the knob do, or it is hard assigned to just one feature. And then it's always, yeah, but I want to have it assigned to another feature. So that what is following doesn't make us really happy. Otherwise, you would really have to go for something that is looking like a complete mixer. You could do so, but this would more or less double the price of the hardware. And we said, yeah, we could do it, but does it really make sense? Because we already have the solution. And that's the idea of not putting this one knob on the box.
And then obviously, you can use any Stream Deck to do all those controls. But with WaveNext, we also, of course, launched Stream Deck Plus XL. So this can be your ultimate controller here for Wave XLR Pro. It's available already. So if you are interested in something like Stream Deck Plus XL, make sure to check it out on Elgato.com. It's an absolute monster. I mean, you can see the comparison here between the two options. We have obviously Stream Deck Plus, you know it, you love it, 4 dials, 8 keys, touch strip, and then also obviously for each dial we have different selectable options too, because this is touchscreen. And then here we have 36 keys. We've got, 6 dials, and then same thing, each of these segments will be controllable. We may even also be able to get this one plugged in possibly today.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be a little bit later. So we'll definitely show it on and running. But yeah, these are basically the like ideal controllers for something like Wave XLR Pro. And then of course, let's say you have a Stream Deck Plus today. Well, you get Wave XLR Pro, and now you can control everything. Let's say later you decide you want more dials, you want more keys. You can always make that upgrade. But if we had all of that or some of that built into Wave XLR Pro, kind of what we thought you needed, that maybe is not like what you need forever, or maybe that's not even exactly what fits for your setup. By having the option to add Stream Deck on, you can basically make all those upgrades, all those changes. New plugins can launch, new control can be added. So I definitely wanted to talk about that because I know that is a common question. It may be a little different than something that you might already use now, having different controls. But with this system, it's actually I think really cool to be able to upgrade them individually over time, or just to be able to, put whatever you want on Stream Deck. Make it really work for your setup. You're not going to have some random, I've had audio mixers in the past that have onboard controls.
Oh yeah.
Half of it I did not use because it just did not apply to me.
Sometimes you have you have I guess faders for each individual EQ section, the gain, the trim, all that stuff per channel. It's something this big.
Yeah, it's great if you are working in a studio and that is your main job. Then it's great.
Yeah.
But I think if you so the complexity in theory that is there is so huge. This is why I'm saying use Wavelink to set it up. There you have the complexity. You have a big screen, you have a mouse, do everything. But then use a Stream Deck to make it simple, because you are in a stressful life situation. You don't need 100 knobs, you just need the right ones. But which are the right ones for you? You decide and do it with the Stream Deck.
And even if, you don't necessarily need a giant Stream Deck to control even XLR Pro. For example, like you're saying, if 90% of what you do in Wavelink never changes, you could use a Stream Deck Mini. Stream Deck Mobile, 6 keys for free. And you could just do things like muting this mix or muting this input on this mix. If you're streaming and maybe you want to toggle music, you can do that just through that one key right on your phone, basically, or all the way up to Stream Deck Plus XL. I do want to mention, though, when you see that huge device, 36 keys, 6 dials, not even talking about pages, it might seem a little bit daunting. But what we'll show a little bit later is Wavelink makes it really easy, because it can take your entire mix, generate you a profile, and move it onto your Stream Deck Plus XL, and it's already configured for you. All your mixes, all your inputs, even all your individual effects have their own keys for you. So we make it pretty easy to get started.
That's such a big time save. But real quick, before we answer this question here, Stefan, I know we're over time. I just looked over and I was like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? Are you good to answer a couple more questions, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already missed my evening.
Oh.
So there was a concert right now. It's Friday evening in Germany. It's not Friday morning, it's Friday evening in Germany. But so, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you again, by the way, so much. Stefan is in a totally different time zone, much, much later over there. Thank you for taking your evening to talk to everybody about Wave XLR Pro.
The passion of an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have a question. Does that mean that if I use a DI box, I can plug both a mic and an electric guitar?
Oh, DI box.
Yeah, DI box.
Oh, sorry. I don't play guitar.
Yeah. I think you can do. Yes, you could do, because with the inputs, you are on the safe side. I did not test this, but it should work. The DSP effects are totally focused on voice processing, same as ClipGuard. So I would suggest to even remove them or just switch them off, just to be on the safe side, but just try it. I guess it should work.
Awesome. And then Sunny says, thank you for your answer earlier. I was more wondering whether you'd be able to have just two USB cables and multiple channels per device, or is that something that can be implemented in the future?
Is this perhaps referring to the 4 channels?
I think so.
Question?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So on USB aux, it is stereo I/O. So that is stereo in, stereo out.
Is USB aux only going out to something, or can it take in audio from a second PC? And if it can, is it higher quality or the same as a line in?
That's what we are doing. Just I'm doing this, you are doing this. We are getting audio from USB. We are sending audio to USB aux. That is there. The benefit of using USB is you stay in the digital domain. So if you connect the second PC, you don't go to analog, then put a cable that can catch up noise, distortion, whatever, go to the other side and make an AD conversion again. You stay on the safe side, you stay on the digital side, so it is superior to an analog connection.
And yes, it is input and output on USB aux.
Yep. And then, so essentially, you can use software to mix all audio before exporting it to OBS. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
you
So
can.
you create the complete mix, and then this mix is available for OBS, or 2 mixes or 3 mixes, and single channel signals also.
Then we have a question from Thanos. Does voice focus work on both XLR inputs, or is it And is it independent adjustment? Like, does it have?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the 2 XLR channel strips, as you would call them in the studio, are totally independent.
Got it.
Yeah, each DSP, all the wave effects options are independent as well. You can put totally different VSTs on either XLR input.
Using the aux port, can you use a USB splitter, PS5, PC, but only switch on one device at a time instead of unplugging to switch?
I'm not sure what the detection does with this. I think you have to try it. I didn't try it. Might work, but might be an issue. I don't know.
Time to put the lab coat on. Engineer this private. You got this, I believe. Let us know your findings. And then we have another question. I know we have some questions from YouTube. So first question, I'm gonna scroll up real quick. Where is it? Or a question from Nemesis regarding the USB aux. Does that mean a headset with a digital audio converter that requires a USB-C connection could be connected for audio without needing to connect it independently to the PC?
No. So you have to look at the USB aux in a different way. It's like you cannot connect 2 XLR MK2s or better example, if you have an XLR MK2 and you have a Wave 3 MK2, they both have USB-C. You can connect them via cable, but nothing will happen. So the USB aux is not a host part. So it's a slave. It's like a sound card. So it's a stereo I/O sound card that has to have a PC on the other side, or a PS5 on the other side, or a mobile phone on the other side, but not a USB microphone. So because it's like a USB microphone. It's like connecting 2 USB microphones together.
Then from YouTube, are all voice effects processed on device so I can hear them in my headset without latency?
Yeah, all the DSP effects are 0 latency. They are processed in the hardware. They stay in the hardware, even if it's only powered up. The mixer is running, the DSP effects are running, 0 latency. Yep.
Perfect. And then from YouTube, can you add a PS5 if you are running a dual PC?
If you use, the second option is always the line I/O. So you have the USB that you can use for the second PC or the PS5, and you have the line I/O that you can use for the PS5 or the second PC. You just need to choose which one, and then you can set it up.
And then also from YouTube, does the USB-C aux port also support Switch 2?
Actually, with the Switch, it's a bit strange. So I worked on this. I tried it. I didn't get it running. And because with the Switch, you don't have any settings. You cannot set it to USB. And I really did some research, and there were people telling, yeah, it might work, but we really did some tests, and I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I didn't get it running. I tried it, and there you need to have the line IO, then it's working.
And then also from YouTube, what does zero latency mean specifically for Wave XLR Pro? How does it compare to other digital mixers in the streaming ecosystem, such as Rodecaster or Beacon?
That's the same league. It's a digital mixer. So it is not that there are, so zero latency does not mean that it is zero samples. So, but we are in a range that is sub, I don't know, 3 milliseconds or so. It is, you have converters, you have some things that but it is zero latency is technically not 0.0.0 latency, but it is zero latency. Yes.
At that point, you're dealing with how fast sound moves, right? Because if someone's on the other side of the room, that might be 2 milliseconds before the sound hits you.
Yeah.
So it's such a small amount that the human brain can't perceive it.
And then this question asks, does Wave XLR Pro deliver 48-volt phantom power for their, example, Biodynamic DT797 headset? Did I butcher that?
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, okay. I thought I butchered another name. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, it does provide phantom power. Yeah.
Awesome.
48-volt phantom power. Yeah.
And it's independent per input.
Yeah.
So you can have a condenser and a dynamic.
Yeah.
And then I think there was a second part to that question. Maybe we can get back. 48 volts, is it by PSU or generated over USB? Like by the power supply or over?
We don't have any other power supply. It is via USB.
Just USB.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right. That's all of the questions that we have for right now.
We got the thumbs up.
We got the thumbs up. A couple updates. Again, if you missed it earlier, our website is currently down. Our team is working very hard to get that fixed for you. Perfect timing for the stream. Hey, you can't order yet, but hey, learn more for now. And then as soon as it's back, we'll either let you know during the stream or if it's after, we'll definitely make sure, Jasmine, to maybe tag at here in the Discord as soon as we hear that the website's back. I think that could be good. So make sure to join our Discord. That will probably be the quickest, easiest way to find out when it goes live, as long as Jasmine lets me know that that's all good. Also, you'll definitely want to join our Discord because if you haven't heard yet, we are doing a giveaway for a Wave XLR Pro. The giveaway did not happen, Top. We're actually not doing it on the stream today. We are running it on our Discord so it can run for a couple days, give some more people the chance to enter because today's stream it had to be a surprise. We couldn't tell you we were going to do a Wave XLR Pro stream today because then you would know that the early access started today. So we had to keep that quiet. So all that being said, make sure to join our Discord. That means if you're on YouTube, also join our Discord. You guys can all enter. You don't even need to be watching the stream. We will not pull the winner during the stream. It'll all be through Discord. So yeah, we just want to make sure to give you guys the opportunity to enter and not have somebody waking up at 2 p.m. PT being like, what? You did this giveaway without me? With no notice? So I want to make sure everyone got the chance to enter. And then, yeah, awesome. The other update is if you did not receive the email, but you did sign up, just let us know. Reach out to our support team or let us know in the chat. Jasmine's been reaching out to you guys to help get that fixed. And then if you did not sign up and you're waiting to know when Wave XLR Pro will be available for you, that will be in 5 days. So stay tuned, and that will be available for you soon. Whew. Whew. What are you pointing at? Oh, you got a question here. There is no touch to mute like Wave XLR. Nope, there's not a touch to mute. There's no onboard controls. Yep, that did not mute our mics, so we're good. They're not even connected there. They're connected to our Wave XLR Pro over there.
I was trying to mime.
I know, yeah. No, I'm playing along with the miming. Yeah, come on. So yeah, you can obviously set that up on something like your Stream Deck. So if you are interested in having some sort of like tap to mute, you could add a Stream Deck dial to something like a Stream Deck Plus or a Stream Deck Plus XL, and then you can tap the touchscreen to have a feature like that, or a Stream Deck key, of course.
I'm just reading chat.
Oh, is chat making you laugh?
Someone just appreciated what I did. It's all good. And I mean, you can Stream Deck pedal,
Yeah.
hands-free muting of it.
Yeah, Carlos, Jasmine will reach out to you then. She's keeping tabs on anyone who did not receive it yet. I think that might have to do with possibly the website going down, is maybe not all the whole batch of emails sent. But don't worry, you should be good. So we'll have somebody reach out. And then possibly when everything comes back up and running, you will also hopefully get the emails sent. This is the first time we do something like this, so definitely let us know if you have any feedback. We wanted to make sure that those of you who have been excited for a couple months got the opportunity to buy it on launch. So that's why we did this. So definitely let us know if you have any feedback or questions. We can go ahead and get those addressed for you. Can you show what the aux line does have as options in Wavelength 3.0? So like voice focus, VST. I guess we could run through that real quick. So
Yep.
specifically for that aux input.
I can show that on my side here.
Do we have more questions for Stefan, or are we good to just switch to just full demos? We're good? All right. In that case, we've caught up right now on the majority of the questions that we have. So Stefan, thank you so much for joining us and helping, answer so many questions from chat, bringing your excitement and also some cool tidbits. I guess to send us off, can you just once again introduce yourself, and maybe can you tell us one thing about Wave XLR Pro that we haven't talked about yet that you think is interesting?
I think we covered really everything right now.
So it could be behind the scenes too, something in development. I don't know. Just drop one more fun fact.
Yeah.
You don't have it, it's okay.
So maybe just some small stuff, because what we are having here is a hardware product that, as it does not have any controls, needs to have the software. So that is when we started working on this, and I told the software guys, here is what the unit can do. So it holds around, I don't know, 600 parameters inside. And they said, you are crazy. That is not working. We cannot work with this. And I said, yeah, but that's your job. That is the toolbox, and you are the ones. That's the front side. You have to make it easy. Just look at it, ask me any questions. I really put a lot of work into documentation for the engineering so that everybody had the chance to get their ideas. And there have been really some cool stuff, not only for the XLR Pro, also for the other Wave MK2 devices. And I really love that, to see when people start to create something out of something that you have prepared. So the software team did a really good job. It's a tough job, because making things complete and complicated, it's easier than just putting something on top that makes it easy again. So complicated is easy, and easy is complicated. So, and that's what the software team had to do with this. Just get the features that they have, understand them, and make something out of it that is easy to use. And it's not, there are still, I don't know, much of little features that are not there in the UI. They are in an abstraction layer to make it easy. It could be really complicated, and they did a great job to make it easy. And that's what I really like, what they did here.
Awesome. And I do see a lot of people in chat saying, thank you so much, Stefan. Appreciation for, obviously the hardware team, the software team. It's no small task to be able to have something as complicated as this device be such a great, option for so many people at different levels of audio knowledge and understanding of what this is capable of. So I think it's really, really awesome. I hope you enjoy all the people ordering their Wave XLR Pros. I hope you and the team finally get to see it happen. I know you've been waiting too,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to
Yeah.
see it in everyone's setups. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We'll switch over to some more demos now. I did see some questions about dual PC, so we'll do that. But yeah, hearts in chat for Stefan. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you.
Bye. Alrighty. So, as far as the website goes, I think we are still working on that. So definitely stay tuned. You should be good. I'm speaking off the top of my dome here, but I'm pretty sure you don't have to worry about like rushing to the link the second it goes back live to get Wave XLR Pro. I think the stock is healthy. That is off the top of my brain. So I don't actually know. I know it was a bit of a mad dash this morning. The emails went out and I know everybody was running. Oh, it's up and running? Are we so back right now? We're so back? Are we so back? Chris, what was that? We did it. We did chat? Question mark? Jasmine?
I was getting DMs from friends of mine on Discord saying, "Hey, the website is down. I can't get it." And I'm like, I also can't help you because
keep checking in. And down for me. All right, it's down. All right. Okay.
We'll
Hit and miss still. Okay. So that means maybe the team's working on it. Maybe some things are coming back. But yeah, definitely stay tuned. And as soon as I see Jasmine tell me in chat that it's live, I promise I'll shout it from the rooftops here. So yes, cool. And Jasmine will make an announcement. Got it. We're waiting for you, Jasmine. We're ready. We're so ready. Jasmine, fix the website faster. She's not fixing it. She doesn't do that. But fix it faster.
Yeah, just.
Did you try plugging it?
Hit the fix button.
Did you try restarting it? You hear the golden retriever just just typing on the keyboard. That's Jasmine right now.
Or the ending in Silent Hill where it's the
Jasmine typing Elgato.com to see if it's back. All right. But anyways, let's check out those USB aux controls then.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
So over on here. So this is, we don't have much audio playing, but we'll play some in a little bit. You can see all the meters moving. So on the input side, you were asking about the DSP and audio effects here. So on the XLR Pro, the XLR1 and XLR2 have the full DSP wave effects suite. So we have low cut filter, expander, voice tune, compressor, equalizer, and then you have voice focus because the XLR inputs are designed for microphones. So that's how the device has been designed. So all the voice effects, right, like your voice focus and all the DSP, those are on the XLR inputs. On USB aux, that is not designed to be taking a microphone in the same way. So what you have still is voice focus though, but because Wave FX is, I mean, it's an entire hardware solution, it would have expanded the, it would have made the device more complicated when you have those same types of effects across like 4 different inputs. Now you do have voice focus because, yeah, let's say you want to send, maybe you have another microphone connected to your gaming PC. You could send that through there, or yes, yeah, because you could connect USB aux to just about anything, like an iPad. The iPad has a microphone, your iPhone, and then you can enable voice focus through that. It also has channel boost for, this is like post gain if your audio is coming, isn't quite as loud as you would like, but you have the full VST suite. So you can apply these just the same as you would for any input inside of Wavelength, whether that's software or hardware. On the line-in, it's similar. You have voice focus still, that's still an option, and it's included, built into each of these 4 inputs. And of course, all the VST inputs are here as well. So if you're talking wave effects, DSPs, expander, equalizer, things like that, those are on XLR Mic 1, XLR Mic 2. Were there any questions?
Yep. How does voice focus, I'm gonna assume, work with dual PC? I'm a little confused about this.
How does voice, let's say voice focus work with dual PC if I want game chat to hear the voice changer? Oh, maybe a voice mod.
Voice
That
mod.
might be it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So we'll start input to output. So let's say XLR Mic 1, we turn on voice mod Ace Captain. That loads quite a sophisticated effect here. So this is voice mod. This is now added as a VST onto XLR Mic 1. This effect is now active.
Yeah, it has music.
Oh, I forgot this is playing through. Hold on. Yeah, let me turn down. Is that still good, Chris? Okay. I want it like a little bit to come through, but anyways, you see the meters here. So let's say delete the VOD track, and I'll make a chat mix, like you would send to Discord or whatever. So in the game, oh yeah, this is for dual PC. So for the recording mix, and that works. So we'll set this to USB out. This would be audio going out of the USB aux connection over to the second PC, and then I would add it here. So now our XLR mic with voice mod is being sent over to the chat mix, which is being physically outputted to an entirely different computer. Now, I'm learning how this thing works. Just switch over to
Yep, I got you here.
the gaming PC. Why is that open?
My control was stolen. Oh, there we go. Yay.
And here, we actually have wavelength 3.0 running here, but we have also go to here. Pro USB aux, the check my outputs.
I'm going to stop pressing the button now. I'm going to let Chris do it. Sorry, Chris.
Out. Down the street case. Oh yeah, you can also see both pieces.
And that shows both of them at the same time.
Oh, there we go. It was coming through. It was just too quiet, actually. So here we have the audio coming from the stream PC through the aux connection. And in this case, it just happens to be going into a second instance of Wavelength 3.0, which might be a little bit excessive. You don't have to run Wavelength 3.0 on your gaming PC. You just need Wavelength 3.0 on, yeah, maybe we drop the 3.0. It's cleaner that way. You just have Wavelength running on your streaming PC, and that's how you control everything. So inside of, go back to the sound settings here, inside of Windows, Pro aux, and then see the audio playing through there. And that is, I guess, essentially the music of voice mod playing through. So you set this as, the Elgato Wave XLR Pro USB aux device as your microphone in Windows, in your game, in Discord, whatever, if you want to run those on your gaming PC. But you can also connect your headphones directly to so you can run Discord, for example, all your chat apps on your streaming PC, have them all mixed on XLR Pro, and then you would only have the game outputting to the USB aux. So that way you're not having like 5 different apps on both PCs. You can just focus on having the game running. Oh, I forgot the positioning of the window. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, so I think the first time Phil and I we took 2 MacBooks, because XLR Pro was first supported on Mac when we were testing it, and he was playing music through his Mac. He was going through XLR Pro, out the speakers of my Mac. It was so cool to see something work that fast. And you click a box and it starts adding it to an output. It's
Easy
kind of
peasy.
magical.
Yep. Right. Then we have a question for Brett. Vic, how does one get your awesome pro broadcast voice? Is there a VST for that? I wish there was. I really do.
How do I get that? Well, a little bit of nature, a little bit of nurture. wanted to throw that in there. Some of it is, I mean, actually, there's a video script I was working on to how to get better sound out of your microphone. A lot of it comes down to practice, but also if you can take a public speaking class, that helps so much. I mumbled so much growing up that I
Yes.
had to break that habit.
It's all about having a pro broadcasting voice. And with that, I am trying to emulate Brett right now. Not working very good. He sounds much cooler when he talks than I do. But anyways, I did say that was a filler word in there. I tried not to, but see, my public speaking class wasn't very. Can you connect another mixer to it and make it take even more mics and headphones, bro? We just launched it. They're already trying to make it do more.
I've had people say, "When's the XLR Pro XL?" I'm like, that's too many X's, first of all. But slow down. Let us catch up here.
Pause. I feel like in theory, you might be able to.
Yeah. So you could like connect the line in to the line out. You could chain them that way and have a mix go into an entirely different XLR Pro. However, you wouldn't. It's not like suddenly you have access to mix, to like 28 different inputs or something.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be mixed down and then sent to the second device. But
yeah, audio inputs are you running? You need more.
also save some XLR Pros for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have more questions for now, or we're good? All right. In that case, I think it would be great to talk about different use cases, right? So I have a list here
Sure.
that we can run through. First is two-person podcasting. So basically, what we're doing right now, we have two Wave DXs on, obviously, Wave Mic Arm Pros. Those have XLR cables headed over to a Wave XLR Pro. Not this one, but the one our tech director has back there. And that's how we are, coming through to you on OBS. It's also the way that you could have, two people seated at different sides of a table, to get a recording. It doesn't have to be live. But what is the wavelength and physical setup? Well, we'll start physical setup for Wave XLR Pro. What does that look like for a two-person podcasting setup?
I'm glad you asked. So we have over in our staging area, we have two microphones. Having 4 microphone arms might be a little excessive for what we have going on here. But
we're going to pull the podcasting, hold the mic in your hand style for this demo.
I've started seeing that so much. It's
so fun. I like when they're cozy on a couch. They're all cozy and they're just holding the mic and they're
it's very.
There's a lot of cable right now.
Yeah, anyone hungry for spaghetti?
Yeah, so welcome to our Wave XLR Pro stream. I hope you're ready to learn. Sorry, that was loud.
Let me go ahead and mute the XLR inputs.
Awesome. I can give a fun story real quick. I think you have my mic. I gave you the other mic. Yeah. I have a fun story of the first time I got an XLR mic. I was really confused because, again, you have to get, we're living life for the first time. You guys learn things too, okay? So don't judge. It was my first time having a XLR cable. I was really confused why it wasn't connecting. So I was like, oh, it looks like this has some sort of cap on it. So I actually tried to just to be like, oh, let me take off the cap. And then it actually came off and I low-key just broke my first XLR cable. And then I was like, oh no, actually I just had the wrong side. It does connect, just from the other side. So there's a little fun story.
And it's also keyed, so you get to spin it around a bit before it clicks in there. So with, I guess we can just talk about the physical for a moment.
Yes.
So XLR Pro, 2 XLR inputs. You can have 2 condenser mics, 2 dynamic mics, 1 condenser, 1 dynamic. And you can have one that has 48 volt phantom power or both. It's up to you. They can have different gain, different DSP settings, different wave effects options, totally different VST chains. And with the hardware mixing and 2 headphone outputs, you can have one mic go to one output, both mics go to both outputs, whatever you want. 2 completely different mixes that have personalized sound for your 2 guests. And I can set that up in Wavelink. So let me see here. I should remove. Premix will stay on there. I'll bring over headphone left. I'll just name this headphone 1. It's out of order, but forgive me. So he's unmuted now. You can see some audio coming through. And actually,
Hello, you want phone? I'm mic 1.
I am mic 2. As I tap there, you can see that. So let's say you want XLR mic 2 to go to headphone 2. Well, it's now going to headphone 2, which is in the back. So if you have headphones plugged into the back, you are now hearing only the XLR mic 2 input. Mic 1, headphone 1. It's now going through the first headphone output. It's as simple as that. If you want to mostly hear yourself, let's say XLR mic 1, I'll add it here. I'll drop it down. Now you mostly hear yourself if you're on XLR mic 2, and it's a little bit quieter for your guest if you just want to make sure everything's in sync when you're talking. Same thing here. You now have 2 inputs into XLR Pro, and both of them are being routed to 2 different independent headphones, headphone outputs, and they're being mixed differently depending on what you want. Yeah.
Well,
Is this
you guys are still hearing us from the main one, but what the computer sees is second mic.
Yeah.
We have fun demoing here. We have fun.
So what are you up to today?
Oh,
Besides this?
just Wave XLR Pro.
You too?
Yeah. Wow. Small
Uh,
world.
So that is headphone 2, and then headphone 1, headphone 1. And these each have their own headphone gain as well, or not headphone gain, headphone amplification. And if I go into XLR Pro, we can adjust the, that's the, am I thinking of, oh yeah. See, I've been using XLR Mark II for like a year now, and I'm relearning how to use Wavelength with XLR Pro. And also, I just learned this about 2 weeks ago. If you go up to the main output, you can control the volume of your main output right here as well. All these little tiny places where you can do things faster. So for the the headphone output, control the volume here. Again, this is independent. And sorry, I have a tendency to ramble. So
Oh, you're good.
what
I feel like something else that's interesting too, if you have somebody kind of like, directing your podcast, they also want to hear what everything sounds like.
very good point. Let me go ahead and remove, I'll just rename this. So this will be like your producer, tech director.
Ooh. It's the Chris mix.
And then I'll set this to, I don't know, crown. There we go.
Whoa.
So in this case, this will be, I guess this could be a USB out, like if they're on another computer. Yeah, let's say you're not doing a dual PC. You could have, USB out to. Now, both mics are now going to the tech director, and he can hear them. And with a Stream Deck, or of course with your mouse, you can adjust the volume for each of those for only that mix. And I think one of the demonstrations we did when we were working on a lot of the Wavelength launch stuff is maybe you have a mix that is for a remote guest. So let me move this one, make one fresh. So this is we're really using the limits of Wavelength right here. We have a scroll bar. So with this, you'll have both hosts. I'll name this remote guest. And then, so we have both microphones here. And then maybe the guest also needs to hear the tech director. So we could have another channel here. It could be, we had a different microphone here. Let's just say it's line in. Tech mic, just like that. So we'll send the tech mic to the remote guest. This way, tech director, in theory, can talk to the remote guest without being heard by the hosts. So he's not disturbing them when they're trying to give a demo about something. And then for the remote guest, this is a mix. This has a virtual device in it. So if you're using Teams or Discord, that is basically it'll be your microphone. So you go into Discord. Is Discord on here? Am I safe to open Discord on here?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay. In case someone signed in with their personal account here. It's starting, doing the spin. And then, oh, we're
Perfect.
John Elgato. Perfect. Okay. So in user settings, go to voice and video. And then for the microphone, tech director. So that remote guest can hear.
I think you need to give them the remote guest. Yeah, now we're cooking.
Giving 5 different examples.
Yeah.
Threw me off. So remote guest. Now we do mic test here. They're hearing
Yep.
the
They
hosts
can hear us.
and the tech director's microphone, and that's coming from this particular mix. And then for the speaker, this would be, I'd have to add Discord. Oh, it's already added there. What am I thinking? So tech director. Now tech director can hear. It's getting tiring talking about tech director so many times. I'm sorry, Chris. But that is the concept behind how you can have all these different inputs. We have USB aux that's going to the tech director. That's how they're hearing them. And then we line in is a different microphone that the tech director is using. But the guests or the hosts don't hear the tech director unless he wants them to. And you could have, let's see, the tech director could go here, but it's temporarily muted. And with Stream Deck, you turn it on and say, hey, you guys are going over time. And the hosts learn that they need to wrap up or something.
Mm-hmm. This is the kind of thing that without a tool like Wavelink is really hard to do, to control so many different audio inputs and outputs, send them to all the right places, and to be able to visually see where everything is going. And then on top of that, control it like live is awesome on Wavelink 3.0. And with something like Wave XLR Pro, you can basically do this full production where you can control independently both mics. Maybe Brett is too loud, I need to lower him. Maybe I need to add some sort of audio effect to his mic, or maybe the guest is calling in, but maybe, their mic can use a little bit of compressing. You can add those effects without affecting your entire mix or like the entire audio output that maybe, for example, you're recording on OBS, maybe you're recording on Audacity, or whatever other program. You can control that now all through Wavelink 3.0. So you can have all these individual mixes, have all this individual control. And like we were mentioning, since the both of the XLR inputs have their own wave effects processors, what you do on one will not affect the other. If you wanted to add, for example, ducking on one of them, but not the other, you can do that all in, obviously in Wavelink. If you wanted to add, what's a good example? Compressor, I guess, on one and not on the other, you can absolutely do that because they both have their independent wave effects processors.
And all of this is 0 latency.
Yep.
So the person who's using headphone 1 is hearing microphone 2 at 0 latency, or however you define it, or not define
whatever
it.
matrix you build.
Exactly. USB aux for you have your iPad and it's running, I don't know, whatever remote call app you want to bring someone in, you're hearing that at 0 latency, or basically as fast as the iPad is outputting that, you're hearing it. So you're not getting that weird thing where maybe you're hearing someone and then a little bit later you're hearing them again, which, what is that term? Speech jamming, I think is the term.
Speech jam.
Where you can't really talk anymore because your brain is unable to keep up.
Yep. Awesome. Do we have some questions, maybe? 2 questions. Let's see them. All right. First question is, with all the extra outputs and possibilities with Wave XLR Pro, is there a chance that the top mixes will increase beyond 5?
Unlikely. It would take, so Wavelink 3.0 was built fresh from the ground up to support what in our mind is this handles 99.9% of use cases. When Wavelink 2.0 was out, I guess it's kind of Wavelink in general up until 3.0, that had 2 mixes, and then we added microphone effects because that was a big request. And with that, I mean, we probably got to 85% of use cases. If you're the thing you listen to, your stream, and then your mic with effects. You have 5 now. I guess I'd be curious what you use all of those for. So, if you want to mention again in the chat, like if you can list all the different ways that you'd use all those extra mixes, I'd be curious. But it would be unlikely, I think, that we would do that.
If you're doing a dual PC setup, you can have 2 instances of Wavelink running, one on the stream PC, one on the game PC. That kind of gives you a little bit more room to mix, I guess. Probably a little unconventional, or maybe.
I mean, Wavelink 3.0 is perfectly free, and you don't need an Elgato mic to use it. So install it on, I guess, whatever you want.
Elgato.com whenever it's back. Whenever it comes back. Oh man, I also really wanted to go through the website for Wave XLR Pro because it has these great diagrams of the different like audio routing matrices. What matrix?
Matrices?
Matrices, there you go.
And we had a comment, someone, when the site was up, they were watching, might be back. They were looking through and they gave compliments on the wiring diagrams.
Yeah, I'm seeing it's like kind of like spotty right now. So site is back up. It's back. All right, I want Jasmine. Confirm if she didn't already. All right, next question. Regarding your XLR cable, the store page doesn't mention anything about the connectors. Are they custom ones, or are you using a specific brand of connectors on the cables?
I believe they're referring to
Yes.
this in particular. I'm not aware of this being some hyper-specific model. We use these now exclusively for everything that we do. And what can I say? We have excellent results. They're also quite long. This isn't just a bundled XLR cable you get with, with some other microphone. These are, I think there's, Chris, are these 10 feet? 10-foot XLR cables. So we believe that they're 10 feet. We have to look up the specs for a second. We probably need the site to be up to check it. But yeah, we really like using these. It's replaced all of mine at home as well.
It is 10
it
feet
is 10
confirmed.
feet.
Thank you, Chris. All right.
I can also
Are we
read
caught up
one
on
as well.
questions? I do see Dipper says, how do they connect a Switch 2 to Wave XLR Pro, and does it support the feature that allows you to hear the Switch 2 when your PC is off? I believe you'll have to do it through the, you can't through the USB, right?
So unfortunately, in terms of connecting, Switch 2 is not supported on the USB aux connection. You can connect it through the line in and line out, and that will work perfectly fine because XLR Pro, to all intents and purposes to the Switch 2, is a headset or headphones with a microphone. For it to work standalone, it just has to be powered somehow. You could connect USB host to your PC, USB aux to a PC. As long as the device has power, enough power, it will use whatever it was last set to. Because again, with Wavelink, it's sending those commands into the Wave XLR Pro to configure it. So you power it, plug it into your Switch 2 using the line in or line out, and you're all set.
And Bob's your uncle. That's
Yeah.
that on that.
I might have a Uncle Bob, yeah.
How's he doing?
I haven't spoken to him in a while.
Oh.
I'm hearing some sound.
Shout out, Bob. All right.
Chris is like, why did I?
The other use cases I have here are multi-guest remote recording, which we did have the idea of having a guest calling in, music production integration, live streaming with co-hosts. Anything you want to showcase there? Some different
Live stream with co-host? Yes.
Yeah, and also PlayStation 5 if you want to do that. Want to do that now?
We could do PlayStation 5, yeah.
We sorry, did someone say PlayStation 5? It actually sounded like someone said PlayStation 5 Pro. Ooh, baby, look at this. We got a brand new, actually brand new PS5 Pro here. Ta-da! Unboxed fresh yesterday. Just for today. Well, will be used for more than today, but for today.
It is an investment. Okay.
Mm-hmm. An investment, and I will do lots of testing. Yes. Yep.
So
Everyone comes in on Monday. What am I doing? Oh, no, I'm not playing. I'm just testing the capture cards, making sure we're all good. You know, me, community marketing manager, known for my most important role in the company, testing the capture cards. Speaking of capture cards, I think
there's a new update to Elgato Studio.
Whoa, let's get that. Exciting.
Now, I can't see the front. Is it on?
It can be.
That sounds like on. Plug the aux. Oh no.
Hi. We'll never see that cable again. Can you walk us through what you're doing here?
So, what I unplugged was the USB aux connection, and that went to the gaming PC. But with PS5 and PS5 Pro, XLR. With PS5 and PS5 Pro, XLR Pro. Oh, we are. Is that quieter? Okay, so I have. Oh, Elgato Studio was going to a default. So fine. So that is. Let's see. Right, because I have Elgato Studio open. I'm capturing it.
Okay, total restart. Make it clippable, Brett.
I don't know where I was.
No, total restart. It doesn't matter where you were. Restart.
With PS5 and
This is how filming goes. You guys know.
yeah, with PS5 and PS5 Pro, XLR Pro, in particular, can connect directly to the console using a USB-C cable over USB aux to send audio from the PS5 into the mixer, and send your microphone back into the console for telling your teammates how great of a job they're doing. Here's two, yeah. I'm looking. Can you plug that in?
Yes. Can we get a shot here?
And then settings. I have to calibrate the HDR.
Very important.
Let's go into the sound. Look at that USB headset, Elgato Wave XLR Pro USB aux. It already detected it, and it knows what it is. Really neat. So let me go ahead and configure Wavelink. So let's see. I'll rename this to.
Can we reset Wavelink? We reset the mixes? Start from scratch?
Good idea.
Take your time. I'm ready to play whenever you're ready. It's a mission impossible to buy right now. Our team is working on it. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I know you're excited, and they just had to get me one more time. I have to say it one more time. It's almost your turn to buy Wave XLR Pro. The website is being worked on, and I hope we can get it back during the stream. If not, again, we will announce in the Discord for sure once it's like fully back up and running. So make sure to join our Discord to stay tuned, but also join our Discord because we're running. We are running a giveaway over on our Discord for a Wave XLR Pro. So if you want to enter for a chance to win, make sure to check that out. And then I think we have a question here. Wow. Response. Okay. All right.
Oh, I think this is the extra channels.
Yes. So referring to the channels, they're currently using headphones, personal, and microphone FX, chat, stream mix, and a recording mix. Certain obnoxious stream alerts you don't want in the raw recording. With the new Wave XLR Pro, that would add in the headphone too. Potentially the USB-C might require a different set of monitoring, which makes it 6. But again, I'm just trying to process it all without having my hands on it yet. I did not get enough sleep last night for this question. I'm at 6 hours of sleep. I think I needed 7. Wasn't on purpose. I promise.
Reset.
Brad, do you have an answer?
I think I have to read it myself.
Okay.
So referring to the channels, currently using headphone, microphone effects, stream mix, and a recording mix. With the new XLR Pro, would that add in the headphone too? Potentially the USB-C might require a different set of monitoring. Okay, that didn't help. But the
How about this? Ask the question in our Discord.
There you go.
And we will like ask the full question because here we don't have the context of the previous question that you asked. And I want to make sure that we have the full context. So how about asking that in Discord? And then if somebody, Jasmine, Sean, Mariel, Chris, Brett, somebody annoy me and remind me to check after the stream. How's that? Is that fair? Unless you have something for now.
No, I would just say basically we can take this question and bring it to the Wavelink team and have a better idea of maybe also a better way to organize it to achieve what you're looking to do with currently Wavelink or Wave XLR Pro. But at the moment, we're having to think of stuff on the fly quickly, so we might be missing that. I think I'm ready to show off our new fresh Wavelink.
Wow.
So to walk through what's happening here, we have our normal headphones here. This is the front of XLR Pro. And we also have USB aux. And this is actually the output going to the PlayStation. You see USB aux here. There is audio coming through here. And that is what we're hearing. It's the menu ambiance of, could do that here. Link Pro. Good? All right. So, this is just the menu music from the PlayStation 5. You can see it coming through, and let me connect again. Let me connect another microphone. I realized I moved away. These XLR cables are really long.
10 feet.
10 feet. And that should be number 1. I think.
Yep. Got you.
There you go. You can see it coming through, and then you got it. And then in Elgato Studio, pull that microphone. Go to, I think it's here. Yep. So if you talk in the microphone.
Hello, everybody in the game chat. Go faster. Why did you do that? Try harder.
Go team. Go team.
Forfeit.
So
You're
here,
throwing? You're literally throwing?
What games do you play? Solitaire?
Minecraft. You're mining? You're literally mining?
So the sound from the microphone is being mixed in with XLR Pro. I haven't added the Pro in there. XLR Pro, and it's being sent over USB aux directly into your PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro. And what's really cool is you can add all those same DSP effects, like compressor, voice tune, expander, voice focus. You will be the highest quality, very encouraging teammate on PlayStation.
You guys are
Network.
doing really good. Great job, everyone. We're having a great time. You're doing it, Kylie.
And then from the, also, you can put voice changers on there. Any VST, just like you would sending it to Discord. You can have... Oh. Really? Okay.
This is live.
Yes. Okay. I didn't realize it was looping through. I'm sorry. So you can apply voice mod, voice effects like Trailer Guy, Tactical Raider, Deep, or Cute, Mr. Meowington. Have that happen, and then that's being sent directly to your PlayStation.
Can we do Trailer Guy? Can you mute our mics, Chris? And then we only have that one go through?
Is it Trailer Guy?
I want to be Trailer.
Yeah. Hello, everybody in the game. I'm terrible at. Whoa, use one shot. You're throwing. They're on C. And now I can sound different. You're trolling. You're literally trolling. Look, Sean, what do I say? Sean, what do I say, Sean? Oh, I don't think the mic will. No, it won't go. It won't be on that scene. Unless Chris ads are really fast. I'm diffusing. Rush B. Let's do we go. Cowlock. I will play Counter-Strike in a few years. Yeah. Also, hi everyone. Great job, everyone. Go team. Just put the Hilo in the bag, bro. Sean, I didn't mean you, Sean. Let's see, this is the fun you can have when you have something when you wave XLR Pro into your PS5. You just put the fries in the bag. Defuse the bomb and put the fries in the bag. If I don't rank up right now, I blame everybody on the team. I always blame my teammates. Okay, but I'm actually Radiant. This is my Smurf. Anyways, can you watch everybody?
All right. Well,
Was that fun? Did you have fun? That's the fun that you can have.
especially if you queue up with Burrito.
Yep. I'm gonna throw a trailer guy effect, which by the way is available on Elgato Marketplace. So this VST and then the other one that we've shown, as well as a bunch of others, are available on Elgato Marketplace from VoiceMod. So make sure to check that out. And actually, one more thing, you can get 20% off on them until the 31st. So if you are interested in sounding like I just did, and Brett did, and Sean did with the Trailer Guy VST, or any of the other VoiceMod VSTs, you can use code Elgato Week on Marketplace.
That's still going.
The Marketplace one, not the Elgato.com one. So
Okay.
that needs to be updated, that command. But yeah, only on Marketplace, that code is still valid until the 31st. We wanted that code to run longer because people bought Stream Deck and mics and stuff during Elgato Week. Maybe they receive it this week and they decide this week that they want to buy stuff from Marketplace. That's why we wanted the code to run longer.
There's so many good things on Marketplace these days, and it's growing at an accelerating rate as more and more people download it and download from it. And we've seen collections, plugins, icons, and audio effects.
Yep. And then we have a question from Doctor. Do we have a time frame for when this comes out? Wave XLR Pro is available starting today for people who signed up for the early access notification. If you didn't, then it'll be available in about 5 days. So make sure to stay tuned. We will absolutely post everywhere once it is fully available for you guys. But if you did sign up for the email notification, make sure to check your emails, check your spam, check your promotions tab, check all your tabs if you don't see it right away. If you still have any trouble and you're not seeing it, let us know in the chat and we can reach out and help get that sorted for you. But on top of that, the website's been having some issues. I think it's kind of back. It's a little spotty right now. But thank you guys for breaking the website this morning. That's awesome. It made our day much easier, and I'm sure many people on the webs team had a really awesome morning dealing with that. So thank you for your patience as we work to get it back.
It woke them up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I was laughing earlier because I saw a message. It's like, what did you guys launch to break the website? From somebody on the
thing we announced already.
Oh, confirmed. It's back to normal. I repeat, This is not a drill. All right. I wish I had the trailer guy voice for this. Brett, give us the trailer guy voice, but naturally, just your voice.
Oh, from me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have it naturally.
Confirmed. Website is back to normal. I repeat, this is not a drill.
You see, Brett actually has a Wave FX, so these effects are running on board.
I think my intensity is too high.
Yeah.
Confirmed, this is not a drill.
Oh, you have onboard controls.
You let me mute it?
Anyways,
Confirmed, this is not a drill.
Let's go
I
back.
repeat.
So we are nearing the end of the stream here, so make sure to ask your questions in the chat. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, make sure to join because we are running a giveaway for Wave XLR Pro. We won't be running a giveaway on the stream since this was a surprise stream. Surprise, Wave XLR Pro is available if you sign up for early access. We wanted to make sure you guys had time to enter the giveaway since it wasn't a scheduled stream. for you guys. It was for us, but we had to keep that secret. So yeah, make sure to join the Discord, enter the giveaway in the in the giveaways
Rent
channel.
XLR Pro.
Yep. That's Q2 2032.
I'm gonna be so old.
All right.
I'll be outdated.
What other features would you like to showcase?
I guess one last thing with PS5, and when Stefan was on, we talked about it, where the big issue with console audio traditionally has been the chat. By it on its own, apples to apples, Xbox is a little bit easier, but you can't capture all of the audio on Xbox with a headset. There's so many edge cases. But with the XLR Pro USB aux connection to PS5 or PS5 Pro, you capture all of that audio. You connect your headset or you connect your headphones and use your microphone on XLR Pro. You don't connect anything to the PS5 or PS5 Pro except for that USB connection. So all of your chat, the lobby chat, the game audio is coming through directly into XLR Pro, and it's everything. There's not the situation where it's like you record something or you stream and people in chat are like, who are you talking to? All of that comes through and it's all mixed. And it's really nice to also have something we can say, hey, this is like the ultimate solution as well.
We have been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Well, it's been in progress even before March, before all the Wave Next launches in March, and when we announced Wave XLR Pro, we saw all the comments asking for solutions like Wave XLR Pro, and we just had to keep quiet. We had to wait until we were ready, and today is such a big day, so exciting. Again, huge shout out to the hardware and software teams who worked very hard to make a very, very complicated concept as simple as possible for you guys, so that you can do some really, really advanced audio routing, audio mixing, audio processing, but in your own setup at home. So that being said, if you guys have any last minute questions, make sure to ask them in the chat. Do we have any queued up at the moment? No? All right. So this is your chance here. Ask your questions in the chat. Estimated delivery times, I believe it is shipping. I don't think it's a pre-order available today. I think it is actually readily available for those who got the early access code. So it does depend on your region. Typically for most main regions or that we have a hub in, it should take a week, a little less than a week. It does depend, but when you do place your order, you should get an estimated delivery window. Yeah. What VSTs can I offload to hardware with it?
There isn't VST offloading in the way that you're probably expecting. So the first thing is that XLR Pro and our Wave Next products have wave effects built in. These are the 5, in the case of XLR Pro, actually 7 hardware effects. So this is low cut filter. I can actually show it over here. So these are the hardware effects. These are running on the hardware with 0 latency. Low cut filter, expander, which you can think of like a really smart noise gate as well, where it pushes down the noise. Voice tune, which is modeled after analog tape. Sounds really good. And in fact, all the voiceovers since we've launched our Wave Next stuff have no post-processing. They're all directly into a Wave DX with, I think, expander and voice tune, and that's it. Then you have compressor. You might be familiar with this. This is where you can sort of even out the sound, where it brings up the lows and drops the highs so you sound more consistent in when you talk. And then finally, equalizer, which in this case, this is a 4-band parametric EQ. We don't have a microphone connected in here right now, but those are the 5 effects in the hardware, and those are for the XLR inputs. Now, if you do any other effects, voice focus, trailer guy, any other VSTs, those are being processed on the host computer. The way it works is the audio is sent from the XLR Pro to the PC, it's processed, and then it's sent back to the XLR Pro to be mixed or sent to your headphones or whatever you have configured. Then there's also the mix maximizer and channel boost. Or not channel boost, the last two. It's mix maximizer and
Ducking?
ducking, yes.
Mhm.
So those aren't like effects in the same way, but those are hardware-based processing that happens. So anything that's a VST is software. So that'll be running on your CPU.
Yep. I mean, it's also got clip guard. Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Clip guard 2.0, yeah.
Featuring incredible 32-bit architecture. It is basically mathematically unclippable. That's the way I would describe it.
I was trying to think of a joke. I couldn't think of.
You're pulling the plug.
Woo. So then I guess to wrap it up today, let's just take a look at the hardware one more time. I'm going to disconnect.
Sure.
Take a full look at the hardware. So again, this is Wave XLR Pro, available today for those who signed up for early access. Do you want to walk us through?
Sure. So we'll start with the inputs, I think. So 2 XLR inputs here. These are the 80 decibel XLR inputs. So you can plug in just about any microphone you can imagine with no special extra hardware. Plug it directly into the XLR Pro and it'll handle it. SM7B, no cloud lifter or fed head needed. Next to that, we have the headphone output, both 3.5 millimeter and yeah, but I was trying to stick to metric. But yes, 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch, and those work together. And then on the front, you have your first headphone output. So headphone 1 and headphone 2, use whatever. You don't need an adapter. Just plug it directly in. And then going back to the back here, we have, oh my God, I'm getting confused about where my hands are. Line in and line out. These are 3.5 millimeter stereo connections. You connect your Switch to your Xbox. If your phone has a headphone output, congratulations. You can plug that into here. And then USB host and USB aux. USB host is that's where you connect basically your main streaming PC. That's the PC that controls it through Wavelink. USB aux is what you connect to, say, a PS5, PS5 Pro, an iPad, iPhone, second PC, like your gaming PC. These 2 ports are really what enable the powerful dual PC functionality. And then finally, your 1/4 inch mounting point. Is that an adapter? But a 1/4 inch adapter that you can mount to, it's essentially a tripod mount. So any sort of tripod thread, it could be on a flex arm from Master Mount or something, or you can, I guess if you wanted to, you could put it on a Wave Micro Pro.
Could, yeah.
That would be really showing off. Yeah, I have a Wave Micro Pro just for my XLR Pro. And then it has an LED in the front.
Awesome. Then we have a question here. For a Shure SM7B, how much gain would it need to have raised to a reasonable?
I mean, it varies also on how loud you are in the microphone. Probably 60 dB for most people. If you're plenty loud, then probably lower, but it honestly depends. Maybe 67 dB if you're doing ASMR. Which doing ASMR on an SM7B or Wave TX would be interesting.
Just waiting for you to finish your thought. Like, where is this going?
Yeah, I never know.
Harris just did a video with one. He was at 45.
Oh, also, if you project way more, then you just need less gain.
And then Varen asked, does it require Wavelength 3.0? So it does not.
Technically, no.
Technically. But to control to tune in some of those hardware processing effects, you will need Wavelength 3.0 to be able to do that. Specifically, the latest version of Wavelength is what we recommend. I do like if anyone's getting Wave XLR Pro, make sure that you get to the latest version of Wavelink. That update that came out yesterday that secretly added all the stuff under the hood to make sure that Wavelink Pro runs on your system flawlessly.
Yes, I mean, for all intents and purposes, like you should be using Wavelink 3.0. Yes, it has standalone, so you don't have to have it running all the time. Oh, what up? But but yes, Wavelink 3.0 is how you control all the hardware functionality, and yeah, I would say don't.
It's Friday.
I would say like probably don't go into this thinking that you never need to touch Wavelink 3.0 because that's just not true.
Yep. So that is Wave XLR Pro. It's available right now if you signed up for early access. So if you did, make sure to check your email, use that code, head over to elgato.com and make your purchase. I'm super excited to see it in your setup. If you did not sign up for early access, then it will be available in about 5 days. Don't forget to join our Discord because we have a giveaway running for a Wave XLR Pro. Yes, a real Wave XLR Pro giveaway running right now in our Discord. Huge, very exciting. So if you are interested in that, make sure to join our Discord. And then also make sure to follow our socials. If you buy a Wave XLR Pro and you love it, you have some cool setups with it, some cool, audio routing, make sure to tag us in any videos or photos that you share. Also, your little purchase confirmation screen. I share those in Slack when you guys tag us on them. So make sure to tag us, share your excitement. We're excited, you're excited, and we cannot wait for Wave XLR Pro to be in your hands. Like this. Ready?
It's been so long. It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
That's what it feels like, at least. Yeah.
But really, it's been since March.
It's been
May.
84 days.
Has it?
Maybe. It's close enough.
All right. All of that being said, if you guys have any remaining questions, you could share them on socials. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, for the amazing questions, and then also for your patience as we've been working to get the website fully operational again, which it should be now. So if you were interested in buying it, you got that early access code ready, well, now's a great time. Head over to elgato.com and place your order there. Yep, we did it. This is not an easy product to demo visually to you guys when we have a lot going on. But also, yeah, we've been using Wave XLR Pro now for months. We used it for all the Wave Next streams. We've used it for all the Elgato Week streams. We used it for today's stream. We've got one back there. Do we out ourselves on all the cables, or do we keep this pretty one? No, we did last week, Chris. They saw all the cables. Anyways, so yeah, this is Wave XLR Pro. Get it now, elgato.com. And if you didn't sign up for early access, you can get it next week. Whew.
I love the embossed logo there.
Now what do we do? Now what? We play games?
Yeah, I have MLB The Show on.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, we should,
but only one controller, unless you want
no, it's
a knockoff
we take
controller
turns.
or something.
We take turns. I'll put a timer for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Take turns.
But Tech Director, it's my turn on the PS5.
Having a nest of cables is a good setup.
You're not productive unless there's a mess,
Yeah.
That's my cope.
Can't wait to talk about Wave XLR Pro 2. Awesome, exciting. Also, thank you guys for the raids today. I didn't say thank you earlier. I don't really know how to end the stream. I didn't mentally plan that. I don't know. I think I should just start with taking this. Thank you. That's gonna go to my setup. Now there's only one in the office. I don't know what happened to the second.
Make a throne out of
Jury's-
XLR Pros.
Our next event booth is just
It's a photo opportunity for
Yeah.
people.
I'm just gonna just keep awkwardly rambling until the stream just ends.
Do you want us to ramble about anything? Prompter's kind of quiet.
I don't know. Or a staring contest? I think you're gonna win. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. It's
Thank
a
you.
Friday. Thank you for watching. And we're going to go for lunch. That's a good idea, Raven. I think we might have a raid queued up here. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. And we can't wait for you to get Wave XLR Pro. Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Pause. We're so back. Guys, did you know about Wave XLR Pro? Welcome back, guys. We just restart the
We
stream.
have so much to talk about. We have a great
so much
guest,
to talk about.
Stefan, is coming on.
That's important. Thank you, Jasmine. We do have a stream takeover coming. So make sure to stay tuned. We have an amazing partner who's going to take over. I appreciate you guys are still here. One of our partners is going to be taking over the stream, and they also have a Wave XLR Pro, so you can check that out on their stream, and they'll be talking about what they do and how they use Elgato products. So that will be live on Elgato here, twitch.tv/Elgato. Fake ending. What if we did the fake ending? We come back and we're like, guys, here's a code. Buy Wave XLR. That'd be crazy. We got to do that one day. And then just wait till people realize it's just a VOD replaying at the end. But anyways, now this is the real outro. Bye.
Bye.